Hi there and welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts Tarot reading. I hope you're all well. Today is Tuesday 16th of September 2025. So I'm just going to dive straight in and let's do your card reading. Let's not waste any more time. We are definitely at a change of season. The temperature has dropped even more. There's a little bit of wind around, which means the leaves are falling off the trees. So very much autumnal and very much a kind of a gradually sort of lulling us into this next phase of the year, which is autumn, which is Halloween, and then at the end of the year, Christmas. So, okay, two have come out. Funny, because I was mentioning Christmas. Let's see what the tarot has to tell you. How have you been? Hi to all my watchers. I really appreciate your eyes. I really appreciate your ears. Thank you for watching and thank you for staying to the end and giving me that thumbs up. That's super helpful. And I hope today we can read the tarot and it means something for you and brings you clarity on something as well. If you have any questions or if it resonates, do leave a comment. It does help the video as well. And there is a subscribe button that you can press as well, which means every time I put out a video, you'll know. So it's good for you and it works for me as well. So how are you? Sorry, I just got my jumper here on the side because it was kind of chilly earlier and I thought, is it jumper time? So I just got my jumper out as well. Oh, and I've got a blanket too. So blanket and jumper in shot. Well, that just shows you, doesn't it, that we are needing to kind of think about layering, about staying warm, how we can stay warm throughout the winter efficiently, economically. Ways to do that, ways if you don't want to stay in the house, if the house is cold, places that you can go. I'm thinking libraries, community centres, places that are already heated. Don't know why that's coming in, but maybe there might be some element of needing to find places where you can go, where you can stay warm. That might be a thing. Often things I say, they don't come up till much later in the year, so it might be revealed much later, which coincides with this. But anyway, let's pick one more tarot. Thank you. And on the bottom of the deck, just to let you know, we have justice. So justice is court cases, it is law, it is legal aspects, it is bringing forward this sort of truth. It is having that wisdom, that divine wisdom, come forward and influence the outcome of something for you. It could be a court case, you could be involved in some sort of court case. There's also an element of returning balance. We've got the scales here, so the balance, the scales of justice, the balance of justice coming into your life. So let's say that the underlying energy is something to do with some legality for you. So we have the Six of Cups. So Six of Cups is your first card, and it relates to nostalgia. It relates to home, where you grew up, the world that was around you where you grew up. It's cups, so there's a level of love energy here, and it could be a romance from the past, could be a past soulmate coming back into your life, could be that what is that heartthrob, that first romance, that first love sort of energy coming in here, and you might be reconnecting with someone that you once knew, or you might be starting a new romance that has that youthfulness, that first glimpses of love within it. So it's kind of like soulmate, first love, nostalgia. We also have a wishing well in the background here. So it is like time to make a wish, time to wish on something. What is it you want to put your energy behind? What is it you wish to happen? It is about love. It is also about not having rose-tinted glasses on, because we have a tendency to look at our life or life in the past through rose-tinted glasses, and things weren't always easy for all of us. Things certainly might have been, we had good parts, but there were also quite a lot of negative parts and quite a lot of traumatic parts. So it's seeing through the rose-tinted glasses and seeing the truth. We had justice, which is the divine truth, the truth of what was life when we were growing up. So it's very much school, it's very much home, it's very much your younger years. And the energy of that is starting the reading. So there might be some connection to back home, to some thoughts of life when you were home and you had friendships and young relationships and this open heart kind of connection. So that's an interesting way to start. Then we have Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is kind of like everything. It's all you could ever want for. It's the happy family. It's family. So this might be considered to be something, some sort of connection to family back home. This can be, there's a lot of pentacles here, so it can be inheritance, or it can be some great windfall, some great input of money, some great something that has value, because the pentacles are all about work and money. So you've either built it or worked for it, or there is money here from something. And we have the castle in the background. We have the different generations here. So the grandfather, the mother, the child. We have the dog. So there's this element of all aspects that make up a happy family are involved here. And then it relates to home, back home. So it's something to do with family at home. Then we have the Nine of Cups. So cups again. And cups are all about love, heart energy. And you can see here we've got a couple. So very much it might be to do with a relationship. Might be to do with the beginnings of a relationship. And 9 is usually completion. So it's almost saying it's bringing this relationship to completion. Not ending, but the idea of the table being full of fruits and drinks in the cups, and the harvest is like its reward. It's like you gain what you sowed. There's a great abundance here. So there's abundance of love, we would say, because of the cups, abundance of love. So you've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is the money, but also you've got the 9 of Cups, which is the love. What else are we thinking about the 9 of Cups? What is it in the other deck? 9 of Cups, how does it look like in the other deck? Because I often am very tuned into the Rider-Waite before anything else. So I'm just going to get my little bashed up Rider-Waite. This is the deck I use for actual readings for people. So let's look at the 9 of Cups if we can find it. Dun, 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 dun. Entertain yourselves. I could take this off and pause it, but then 6, 7 of Cups, and not the 7. Where's the 9? Ah, yes, of course. Okay. So this I understand a little bit more. So it's emotional commitment as well. So it's this emotional commitment, emotional fulfillment. But there is a level of the 9 of Cups, which is you feeling emotionally content. But I need to look after your emotional sanity, your emotional space. You see the cups are all lined up around this person, and they kind of have their arms crossed in a way. And it's almost like this is my space and I'm protecting my emotional space. And that's your space, and what happens in that space goes on in that space. So there's a level of needing to set up a boundary, needing to set up a barrier of some kind to protect your own energy, to protect your own emotions. Cups are all about the love and emotions. And it doesn't mean that you can't give out heart emotion or loving emotion, but it just means that you're setting up this boundary around you to protect your space. You're kind of saying, I'm protecting my space. This is self-care, okay? And with this, I mean, they're quite different, aren't they? So with this, we can see that there is a relationship here as well. So it's that emotional contentment within the relationship. And it is, the cups are all here on the table. So if you're in a couple, it's this abundance, it's this reward, it's this fruitfulness within the couple. We've got all of these pillars here as well. So there is a stability that's happened, a stability that's occurred with this relationship. So if we read these three together, so there's perhaps a young love, your first love maybe, this connection to home. and connection to family and connection to money and everything traditionally that happens in a family. So it's moving from this innocence into this maturity, and you're doing it because there is this emotional contentment within this pairing, or you're also paying attention to your own emotional needs and to your own emotional circle. It's kind of like you have to have a bubble of protection around you. Then we move to the Lovers. So again, this is a loving card. This is an emotional card. This could be the Lovers. So your contentment is back to this loving relationship. So the Lovers can point to a very healthy relationship. So this is a good relationship. This is a relationship that has no toxicity in it, no toxic traits in it. It is balanced. It is equal. It's two equals coming together because they want to be together. And in this, very much Cupid is here pointing the arrow, and love is going to strike. So it could be someone from the past. It could be someone that you knew a long time ago, coming from that home energy, that traditional family energy, and you have set up your boundary and you have welcomed in this love, and here it is. The arrow is going to shoot at you and hit you, and love is going to blossom. This also can be a choice. So there's a element of the Lovers in, is there a choice you're having to make? Is there a choice you're having to make with where you're emotionally fulfilled? Would you be more emotionally fulfilled in the place that you grew up, the place that you have nostalgic memories about? But is that the sense of, the grass is always greener somewhere else than where you are? Do you have to take into consideration how things have moved on, how things are not the same where you once grew up? If that is family, do you want the traditional family? Is it very much a place where traditional family is the main theme? And in that, are you going to get that emotional satisfaction? You're having to make this choice. You're having to make this choice on this. But Lovers is positive. It is a good thing. It is about growing together. So there's an element of this energy behind you, which is growing, which is pushing you forward into finding love, which will bring you the stability, which will bring you that, maybe it's going to be that you meet someone and you have those first flirtations. He's bringing her flowers. So someone who does bring you flowers, someone who can help you have this traditional setup, someone who comes into your life and makes it possible. Someone who makes it possible for you to have this loving relationship, this financially secure relationship. Very much security is involved in here because we have the family and we have the home. So there's a great level of security there. And that's going to really strengthen your bonds. It's going to allow your love to grow, and it's going to be very emotionally rewarding and fulfilling because you've paid attention to what's important to you, and now you're willing to make this choice. You're at a better place to make this choice, and so when love strikes now, you understand where you're going forward. Where are you going forward to? Judgment tells us we are at a crossroads. This is the crossroads here, and it's being sounded by this angel. So in a sense, it's wake up and hear the music. What are the signs that you're receiving? What are the nudges that you're getting? What is the information, that the communication that's coming to you? And is it time to renew? Because the family here are naked, but they're coming out of these boxes like coffins, so they're being reborn. So you're at this crossroads where there is a possibility of new life being birthed for you, new energy coming in for you, and this is sounding the horn to say, listen, wake up, this is happening now. You're at this pivotal moment. It is time to shed the old skin. It is time to release what was, and it is time to be reborn, become anew. Find this new energy. You're moving from turbulent waters to calmer waters. So it is a positive step as well. Okay, so let's see what else we can find out. So I'm just going to go straight to the Priestess of Light deck and see how it can help us understand the tarot that's just come in. It's certainly very positive. Oops, too many, my goodness. Very positive, and it feels like I'm getting a sense of movement there is this sense of you're going to be moving forward now in this, and there's a lot of love here, there's a lot of security here, and there's there's this decision to move forward into love from what I can see. Okay, Priestess of Light, can we have a card please? Let's just show you that I'm shuffling. One card please to explain what this is. Can we have one card please? Waiting for the right card, huh? Okay, let's keep going. Can't believe the time. It's 4:40. Today is flying by. I had a call with an old friend of mine actually, so a bit of nostalgia there, someone who's back home. And we were speaking on the phone for 2 hours. Those calls are great, and you still don't get to say everything you want to say. Come on, give me something that resonates with this tarot. One card, please. Okay. So two have jumped out, which aren't great. Okay, so the back we have this one. It looks like an eagle. It's her headdress of the wings, and it's clarity, and it says planning, releasing illusion. So again, this can relate to the Six of Cups. So it's saying, take off the rose-tinted glasses and see things how they really were. Get clarity on it, and don't have this illusion that everything is, going to be perfect. And perhaps, if you're thinking of moving, perhaps not everything is going to be perfect, or you're thinking of staying, perhaps not everything is going to be perfect. There's also a 5, which is change. So that's the underlying ones. Now let's look at what it's telling us with regards to this read and see how we can link it up. Yeah, we hear you. You're important. So we have loss, lack, fear, victimization. So that's quite heavy energy. And the other card was hostilities, conflict, and unrest. So, just looking at these in relation to it. So loss and lack can be that you have possibly been in a period of loss. You have lost loves in the past, you have lost connection to home, you have lost the opportunity of having the ability to make important choices in your life. Life has kind of swept you with it. And we also have the owl here, which we had on the Justice card. So it's about tuning into that higher wisdom to learn about what it is and what you lost in your childhood, in your younger years. There's fear and victimization here. So there's something may have happened to you that caused trauma. So there might be a level of fear that something like that can happen again. There might be a level of fear that is within the body that makes it difficult for you to step forward into something. Often with starting relationships, there's a fear it might go wrong, there's a fear you'll get hurt. So that fear and that loss of love may be quite strong. And then you can kind of dip into that too much and then go into victimization mode. So it never works for me, it never works out, I don't get the opportunities, the chances don't come to me. And it can be, you can get settled into that little bit of a victim mode as well. So there's a need to come out of that. There's a need to respect that, respect what's happened in your life, respect what you've lost, respect the lack, what you've not had. But understand that sitting in that is not healthy, and there's a need to come out of that. There's a need to release the fear and be willing to step out again. You know, they have released the old life, and they are willing to step forward again and grab hold. Look, they're reaching up to grab hold of life. So it's about letting that fear go, letting that resistance go, so that you can grab hold of life again. Hostilities could point to I think it's the moon here, and she's also holding a ball of energy between her palms, and it's conflict and unrest, and the world is full of conflict and unrest now, which you can actually absorb that energy yourself. So sometimes you might feel certain things, but you don't actually know where it's coming from, and it can become you're absorbing from everything and everyone around you, and it has a detrimental effect to your body. So it is important in that sense to create this boundary around you, to create this safe space around you. And there may be aggression. We said about, did we say on this video or in the other video? The other video, I think, because I started it and restarted it. So Mars is quite prominent at the moment, and Mars is the god of war. So it's about war and about violence and about the underworld, the darkness, and unrest, conflict and unrest. So there's very much that energy around. So be careful as well about, these petty little fights that we might have, this conflict we might have between people. You know, we're making this decision, we're deciding something, we've got this choice. So remember what you're choosing. Are you choosing just to remove yourself from conflict and hostilities? But what are you choosing then in that case? What are you moving to? I'll just see what the book says. I'll just briefly go over them. 34. So she focuses on past losses and assumes there are more to come. The owl on her shoulder can see through her darkness and guide her out of her fear and lack consciousness. So I need to transmute that old feeling. I need to transmute that old consciousness. The message of this card is clear. No matter what kind of loss you've experienced in the past, it is absolutely necessary to shift your focus now and redefine your power. You are no longer the victim of a threatening world, frightened and unable to direct your own destiny. Feeling something touch my head there. In fact, since your consciousness creates your reality, this assumption only keeps your energy stuck. The owl encourages you to leave your victim mentality behind and to see the truth of your eternal courage and power. When loss comes up in your life, let yourself grieve, but don't define yourself by the experience. Be willing to take charge and set your sights on real solutions and new directions. When you take action and view your life with optimism and self-honoring intentions, you become the director of rather than the victim in your own life. No longer live in darkness, isolation and fear. It is time to let go of your old patterns of people-pleasing and passive acceptance of others' agendas. It's time to take your rightful place as a powerful presence in the world. So whatever may have followed you through your life that put you into fear, that put you into that victim mode, that made you miss out on certain things in your life, the possibilities, because it kept you frozen in a way. We have that thing, flight, fright, fear. Was it flight, fright, freeze? Is there another one? Flight or fright or freeze, I think. So things can stop you, and then the world, you try and do so much, but you're limited because you felt frozen, you felt fearful. This is saying let go of that old pattern. That's a pattern you no longer need to carry, and you must move forward by letting it go, because you deserve to have it. You deserve to have everything that you could possibly want. If your intentions are true and honourable, there's nothing you can't have, and there's nothing you shouldn't have, because you're bringing your energy your positive, fulfilling energy into the world. So let's see what hostilities points to, because it's very similar, and it's kind of showing us that for this new life, this crossroads we're at is allowing us to let go of what was, so we can actually step into who we've become. So over this period of time, you will have developed, you'll have become, you'll have learned, you'll have grown, you'll have had a myriad of experiences in love, in life, in work, in everything. But something inside you made you feel less than, and not enough, and not good enough, not following, not fitting into the boxes. So that can be an internal conflict, because you might have so much to give the world, but the world maybe is not accepting, or the world doesn't see you. So let's see what this one says. There may be a person or situation in your life that is abrasive or upsetting in some way, or perhaps something coming in the near future that might make you feel defensive. Either way, this card is telling you to gather your resources and turn to the guidance of your own divine light and courage. Become more conscious of the people or situations zapping your energy or sense of power. There may be a family member, co-worker, or a draining obligation that has taken a toll on you. Even if it has gone on for quite a while, it's finally time to choose to protect yourself and your own energy. This choice may cause others to be upset or even hostile. You may be tempted to diffuse a conflict by giving in, but you don't have to give in to the habits of fear anymore. Don't shy away from conflict or unrest. You deserve to act on your own behalf. Be brave in the face of confrontation, and know that you're capable of seeing it through to the other side. You have fierce determination and strength of the panther within you. Okay, so that's talking about time to be brave. Whatever comes your way, whatever causes you fear, it's saying this. It's saying protect your emotional self. Set up your boundary. This is as far as you can come. This is the wall here. And if you're coming at me with aggression, with conflict, with attitude, then you can't get past this wall. You have to protect your place, protect your space. And if this isn't happening now, it may be coming. So just bear that in mind. Okay, and I did want to do a Mother Mary for today. I just felt the prayer energy earlier, and I kind of felt maybe we just need a little bit of a prayer to help us all through, because these are dark and disturbing times. And this is in the astrology. If any of you are into astrology, and this is all written about, these times were told to us many, many years ago. And those in the spiritual world who were listening to that kind of information, or reading or watching it, we were told the collapse of governments, we were told the breakdown of systems, and here we are now with governments collapsing, systems breaking down, this need to control everyone, and a need to find your own sovereign self. So I just felt like maybe we should bring in Mother Mary and get a card and some information, like a little prayer. So Mother Mary, can we have... And she's coming in with compassion, she's coming in with self-forgiveness, forgive others, but also forgive yourself. Give yourself, it's like one of those things, when someday you were at an event or something and you had the opportunity to stand up and say something and you didn't, and you wish you had, or you wish you'd stood up for someone and said something on their behalf, or there's something about... Forgive yourself if you didn't do it, if you didn't stand up, if you didn't have the courage in that moment, if you weren't able to put yourself on the platform in that moment, if you weren't able to stand up for yourself, if you weren't able to stand up for another. Just forgive yourself. Just, it's okay. You're doing the best you can. A lot of sensitive people, a lot of people who are tuned in, who are psychically aware, this can be quite a heavy time for you. Yes, we are the light bearers. We are bringing light onto the planet. But we're often not really supported as well. to a degree, if you're in a tribe, everybody backs each other, but not everyone has their tribe, not everyone has their connections. And so you can feel a bit isolated and you can feel a bit unsupported. And in that sense, there is a need to realize that, you know, as a light bearer, you too need your sustenance. You need to protect yourself. You need to think about the choices that you have to make. Compassion, self-forgiveness. You're doing okay. You're doing enough. There's no point in you beating yourself up over things, because you can sit in that's fear and victim. That's fear and victim mode again. Your self-criticism. Be aware of that self-talk. So we have Our Lady of Resurrection, beautiful roses. And we also have Our Lady of Nourishment. So that came up too. So I'm going to go through those and pick out some bits that are helpful and relevant. There's usually quite a lot written on each one. But let's see. It's a strange paradox that when we truly open to life, we must be prepared to die many deaths before it is time for our physical life to end. We might suffer deaths of relationships, of ideals, of identities, even of certain hopes and dreams. If we can mourn these deaths, give them proper attention and due acknowledgement, grieving in whatever way is respectful and truthful, then those deaths become sacred sacrifices on the altar of new life. If we try to rush past these many deaths, pushing them to one side out of fear or that they may mean something terrible or frightening, then we will suffer more than needs be. Perhaps we become fearful if we feel we are not in control of life. We cannot prevent its powerful unfolding because we do not trust where it's leading us. Then too we miss our chance to make a sacrifice and feel more connected with life and with death as a natural part of life. We don't have to be scared of these deaths, as painful as they may be. We can accept that they are signs that we are growing and life is flowing. We can even use them to gain confidence in a new direction. A new life is calling us. And I feel there's this energy of this dying away of something. Because for the new to happen, you have to have that death of something. You have to leave something behind. You have to move away from something in order to get that new life, in order to have that resurrection, as it says here. The Oracle of Our Lady of the Resurrection is about discovering the light after the struggle, about life after death. Perhaps the deaths you have encountered have been literal and you've lost a beloved through death, or perhaps by parting of ways through separation of some kind. Perhaps your endings have been more subtle, internal, or symbolic. Perhaps you are going through that experience right now. Whatever the case, the Divine Mother speaks to you now about the promise of her light, about the resurrection, about the fact, decreed by her, that you shall indeed rise again. As you await the grace of her light to permeate your own consciousness and help you rise up out of the ashes of your own suffering, reborn, you are asked to take a moment and connect to the wisdom of the owl. So we had the owl here. We have, you can barely see it, but can you make out that owl? So strong owl energy, and also we're talking about life and death, resurrection. This is a card of resurrection, no? Coming out of the coffins, being reborn again. This, the owl we're talking about now, this nocturnal creature can help you ascertain what it is that darkness. This nocturnal creature can help you ascertain what it is that the darkness of death, the nighttime of the soul, has brought to you. Sometimes it is only in letting go that we're able to open up to receive. Sometimes the death opens us up to a new life in a way no other situation could do. The blessing hiding in the death doesn't make it easier to bear. We must grieve honestly, but it does bring another perspective. One of hope, one of emerging light, of the realization that just as the sun breaks through the darkest night at the dawn, so too will Our Lady of Resurrection lift us from even the deepest sorrow and gently urge us into new light, new understanding, new life. Take heed, beloved. Your time of darkness is swiftly drawing to a close, and a new day is soon to be upon you. The Holy Mother is with you, and together you shall celebrate. You can say, out of darkness I emerge into the light, blessed and protected in the Holy Mother's grace. So that makes sense to me, that whatever happened, this fear, this conflict, this lack, this victimization, you're actually moving out of it now. You're being reborn. You're getting this new life that's coming in. You've got this choice point, this crossroads, this choice where you can step forward and move to it could even be moving to a place where you will be much more in a place with loving family, much more in a place of security, much more in a place of emotional balance, protecting yourself emotionally. Be aware of the conflicts, be aware and stand up for yourself. Don't fear expressing yourself, but as Mother Mary is saying, if you don't have the courage in one moment or the other moment, don't attack yourself for it. Don't self-criticize. Forgive yourself. Compassion for yourself. How can you have compassion for another if you have no compassion for yourself? You must learn that first. And then we have Our Lady of Nourishment. So we're being reborn. We are resurrecting. We are moving forward. We are letting the old us die away. And I said this in January. It was all about new identities and who are you becoming and what is this new journey you're going on and who do you want to be on this new journey. You can switch it up and change it. And you can switch it up and change it anytime you like. And you might have been going down this path and then suddenly you're going, actually, but I feel like I'm really drawn to this other thing. Then that's okay. That's okay. This is the resurrection. This is the phoenix coming out of the ashes. So you have to let things, it's funny, I lit a candle today. You have to let things burn away. And that will free you to be reborn. So, this is about nourishment, which could be food, it could be love, it could be security. It's kind of like feeding your soul as well. It's got written here, the sacred attachment. It's like she's feeding him. Beautiful. God, such gorgeous pictures, aren't they? So it says, in the physical world, hunger can be painful. Okay, so that's very relevant right now for a lot of countries. There's a lot of countries suffering with hunger. It can be very real. It can be the very real physical suffering of impoverished bodies. Hunger can also exist as a subtle, but just as real at another level, just as painful, spiritual poverty that threatens the continuing existence of the human soul. The human soul is most precious. It is what allows for wild animals and sublime spirit to unite, for flesh to become sacred and for spirit to become tangible, that it may live in the world as love. Wow. So spirit, soul comes down into this physical, tangible body so we can be present on the earth and express love into the earth. We are deliverers of love. What is it? We are the what are those bike people called? And the ones who do Deliveroo. We are deliverers of love. It is so extraordinary that any explanations of it in words are limited. At best, if I could only speak properly, right? To put it mildly, the human soul is worth fighting for. It is part of us that feels, that has compassion. Okay, compassion's coming in again. Creativity and connection to the living reality of the body and the natural world. It just knows when something is genuinely true or false. It isn't interested in wrong or right, in judgment and one belief system over another. The human soul wants to thrive. The only world it knows to be true is love. Without the human soul, this whole divine experiment of Earth School cannot come to its fruition of a radiant world of illuminated beings contributing tremendous waves of love to our universe. We have so much power available to us as species. You only have to feel the energy at a football match to understand that group power is considerable. However, if the soul is not present, that power is unable to be directed into constructive channels to improve our world. Imagine all the potent emotional intensity that is poured into a championship sports event being instead sent with intention that a political issue be resolved, for example, an environmental issue to be supported financially. Makes me think of Lynn McTaggart and Power of Eight. She has a meditation, a healing thing that is called the Power of Eight, which I used to do at my spiritual awareness events, my evenings, and we would do Power of Eight exercise to close the session. And we did this, we had several over a series of events, and it was very potent for everyone, and they all felt super interesting things. It's incredibly powerful. Look it up, Power of Eight exercise. And she's actually used it with regards to war situations where countries come together and they do this exercise. So the power of intention, you can map the results. It's researched. The power of intention is incredible. So, where was I? One person has tremendous power to create difference in the world. Imagine how much power and energy could be generated for the greater good by a group of conscious people with a great passion, working together with conscious intent, would make human beings very potent spiritual change agents. The world would be quickly transformed. Quickly. And of course, there's the human soul that you have, beloved. Apart from the power of contributing through a group, you have a very important role as an individual being. You, my beloved, understand something of the spiritual truths that are still hidden from the masses, who are fearful and cannot understand as yet. You are one of the children of the Divine Mother, one of those who walks the path of living Christ, to assist with raising consciousness on this planet and bringing the spirit into the body so that a human soul can be born. No matter what hungers you may have for status, for wealth, for pleasure, or contentment, or service, or passion, or freedom, or more, at the core of any hunger is the hunger for soul. It might be masquerading at times for hunger of power, relationship, money, or chocolate. Guilty, chocolate. Yet underneath all of that there lies the hunger for life, and life is only directly experienced through the human soul. The mind alone cannot do it. There is no feeling function there. The body alone cannot do it. There is no self-awareness there. It is the mind and the body together, through the soul, which creates the capacity to experience and be transformed. Without this, it is like being at the most amazing buffet, so very hungry that you're ravenous, but having no mouth with which to eat. Surely one definition of hell. Our Lady of Nourishment comes to you with this message: your hungers will be met. Allow her to show you what you are truly hungering for. Yes, there may be moments of desire for a car or a pair of shoes, but if you allow her, she will lead you far deeper into what you are truly hungering after. so that your hunger can actually be fed. After all, if you are hungry for light, darkness will never satiate your hunger, no matter how much of it you try to consume. She asks that you turn to her with your desires and ask for her help. She will not judge or condemn you, she will help you. Sometimes she may show you that what you think you want is actually not what you need or want in truth. She will also do so with mercy if you ask her. The healing process for this oracle will help you. Finally, if you're not sure how this relates to you, then know this within you, even if it's not conscious as yet, there is a great hunger and yearning that is soon to emerge. This is an expression of a spiritual call of your own soul to a life, a desire to live somewhat fuller, more fearlessly, and with great understanding than before. It might manifest in a practical sense as a desire to travel or to communicate with people who are open-minded and willing to listen, or you might want to speak about all sorts of topics with people. It might manifest as a desire to break out of the mold of your life, to burst through stereotypes. Pray to Our Lady to help you feed your hunger in the most conscious, constructive and healing way possible. She wants to help you now, and only she can truly feed the world. Our Lady of Nourishment, true, feeds my soul with all that is real. I grow strong in my light and my presence, becoming a lover, a holy child of this world. Wow. So we're rising from the ashes because we're discovering this new identity, new choice, new life, letting go of the fear, the victimization, the problems, letting go of the past, and nourishing ourselves, because it's not even our personality. Our soul wants to do something. Our soul wants to step forward in life. Our soul is craving a better life, a more fulfilling life. Our soul is craving nourishment and nurturing from life, from love, from the world, from spirituality. So this is asking you to maybe taste something different, maybe tune in to what feeds your soul. Do you know what feeds your soul? Have you asked yourself? Have you asked those questions? Have you questioned yourself? You know, it's time to have those questions. Okay, to finish, I'm going to pick one more card, which is for the old style Lenormand, which I always get confused about saying. It's 5:15. Oh my god. Okay, can we have one card just to tie this together, just to make sense of it all? So that nostalgic, that looking at the past, that family security, protecting your emotional self, making the choice, having this crossroads moment of rebirth, being aware that there are some hostilities around you, being aware that there is a trait within you that might be afraid, you know, a behavioral pattern that you might fear, that you might be afraid, that you might feel a bit of a victim if somebody did something to you, some trauma. But there's a need to realize that will keep you stuck and keep you frozen, and you must use the wisdom of the owl and step forward into this new life. Resurrect yourself. Because the world needs more spiritually conscious, soul-aware people. Now, the card that came out is Snake. So we can read Snake several different ways. You might have someone in your life who is causing, bullying you, causing you to be a victim, who has conflict and hostile energy around you. So be aware of that person, because it has come up that there may be conflicts around you. The snake is also one of transmutation. So we are transmuting the poisons, the traumas, the pains, the sufferings. We transmute them into something better so we can resurrect. the snake also sheds its skin. So we are letting go. We have lived to here. And you know, we do it. Our body renews itself every 7 years, I think it is. All parts of us renew. Our skin is constantly shedding. Our hair is constantly shedding. And we are renewing and rebuilding and renewing and rebuilding constantly. So this is an aspect of letting that old skin go, letting that old identity go, letting that old fear and victimization, things that kept you frozen and stuck. Let it go. You have a short window of life. You've got to live it. You've got to grab it and live it. This is why the angel's coming in. The angel's saying, wake up and hear this music. Wake up. Wake up. This is time to grab this new life. No more messing around. And the snake energy is also about Kundalini. So your Kundalini rising, your energy channels rising. It's asking you to tune into that, connect to that energy as well, because the Kundalini rising is a powerful energy that you can use to move forward into life, if you can work with it. So you have to learn how to work with it. But also we are in the year of the snake. So this is this year. There's going to be some choices that you're going to make this year. There's going to be some opportunities. You can see here he's got he's climbing up the tree, but there's 2 branches here. So it's almost like this is the choice point. You're curling around this choice point. You're getting tied up in knots around this choice point. But you're going to have to decide, like he can't, if the tree extends further, this snake can't wrap itself around both branches the whole way up, because one will go off in this direction, one will go off in this direction. He has to choose one. So it's about choosing a way forward, about choosing a route. Now we have 7 as well there, so let's just see what that 7 says to us. Oh gosh, all my cards are falling. Purely because I have a deck which has some number information on it as well. 7 is, in my mind, I think is a very spiritual number. So this might be, where are the numbers? Here. Okay, so 7 is about soul connections. So perhaps this is that soul bond, that first love that we had in the beginning, where we connected with someone soul to soul. Perhaps it's in the past, perhaps it's nostalgia, perhaps it's a long time ago. But they may be coming back in, because we have the 9 of Cups, emotional contentment, we have happy families, we have the lovers, we have this new journey. So perhaps you are. The 7 is about soul connection, but also connection to your own soul. So connection to your inner soul, which was what we had with the nourishment card. So what is your soul hungry for? So inner awareness, understanding, insight, analysis, practicality, indifference, detachment, criticism. So just be aware that this again is the soul call. So it's a soul call in 2025. We have Year of the Snake. The Chinese New Year does roll into next year. But I'm feeling we are in the 9th month now, which is September 9. So something may happen in September. And also we have 10. So September, October, we have 6, which is June. So maybe within the next 6 months, the transformation will occur. You will be able to reorganize your life in some way in 6 months. 6 or 7 months, let's say. But it feels very much that it is. So we've got 18 here. What I need is 9. So that's September again. So 9, 9. And this is 34, 7. We've got 34 here. 2 34s. So we've got the 7, the 7, the 7, 7, 7, 7. And this is 4. 3 and 1 is 4, which is stability. But 10. So I think September, October, there may be something which is requiring you to really just let go of everything. It's almost like clean, declutter, refresh, maybe change your wardrobe. It's time to renew. It's time to bring yourself back out to the world. We don't know how much time we have. So we have to give, because we're souls embodied, delivering love. So we have to do that as much as possible. And enjoy life. You can't just be in service. You have to enjoy life and find things that you love, find things that you enjoy. Don't neglect yourself. Create that boundary. Protect yourself so you can help, but also enjoy life. This is happy families. That's what this is. Happy families. This is enjoyment. This is thriving. This is really good times. So that's coming. All right, thank you very much. Give us a like, thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again next time.